Hi everyone, it's Moonlight Mason, and in this video I would like to talk about Eugenia Cooney. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. I apologize if I'm not. Yesterday I happened to come across one of her videos. I guess it's one of her most recent videos on her and her mom shopping at some thrift stores and some really cool stores in Burbank. I want to talk a little bit about what I saw and what she did. So if you want to know my thoughts on what I think about what's up with her, you gotta just keep watching. If you're here for the first time, please hit the subscribe button, and you've got to ring that bell twice because there's many YouTubers that their viewers are not getting notified when they upload a video. So it's an issue that I believe YouTube is currently working on. So if you happen to already be subscribed to my channel, welcome back. I do appreciate you, and I absolutely appreciate all of my new subscribers. Now, it was interesting because yesterday I saw a video on Eugenia Cooney and her mom shopping at these thrift stores, and they're really cool thrift stores. You know, you can get some like just some really cool clothes from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and it's really a lot of fun. But it was interesting because what I saw her do, there's so many interesting parts to this. So let me just start with, about a year ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, I made a video on Trisha Paytas and her eating disorder or disorders, her addiction. And someone said you should make a video on Eugenia Cooney, which at that point I did check her out, and I did notice how she looked like she had anorexia nervosa, but I never did. So yesterday I was definitely inspired to make this video because I noticed how much Trisha Paytas and Eugenia Cooney both have eating disorders, but both are on the end of different spectrums, right? So Eugenia Cooney went to this thrift store. She was trying on clothes and they did not have a dressing room. She was with her mother. So she proceeded to undress. So she undressed down to her underwear, and there was people all around. And it not only did she do that, but you have the case where she obviously looks like she has a problem with her eating. It's obvious that she is extremely underweight. And so there were a lot of other shoppers there, and many of them kind of just looked at her and didn't know what to make of it, didn't know what to say. And then to add more to this story, her mother didn't think anything of videotaping it. And then to add more to the story, they go and publish it on YouTube. So you guys, there are many videos that I see. One was Trisha and her mother, where Trisha gave her mom a vibrator. I can make another video on that. And then this video where Eugenia's mom is videotaping her in her underwear, and she is obviously got a body weight issue. Now, and they don't have the awareness of knowing of anything. They're just like, this is not normal behavior. This is the first thing we want. And I think from the comments that I read, a lot of people have tried to help this girl for many years, letting her know that she needs to go get professional help. Many of you guys are frustrated, and I can completely understand. But when you have people doing things that are irrational and acting in ways that is not normal, you gotta realize that when they read your comments, they're not reading it the way you intend them to be read. We are trying to help them, but they don't see it that way. So, I do not know much about Eugenia Cooney, other than she looks like she has anorexia nervosa. I don't like diagnosing people, just by their videos, but certainly she does have some of the signs. You would know better than me if she used to be a little, when she first started, has she always looked like this? Does she dress in layers to hide her weight? According to the comments, part of the comments were saying that she was actually showing off, and that she kind of likes to do these things where she shows off her body as if it is something to be proud of. It's not, right? So what's happening in the mind of someone who has anorexia nervosa is that when they see themselves in the mirror, they see a distorted image in their mind. What they see is not reality. They're seeing themselves as being fat, or they're seeing themselves as being different than what they truly are. And we don't know, I don't know, maybe you guys know if you follow her. I don't know if her mom has ever talked about it, or her mom has ever said that she tried to get her into some sort of treatment or anything like that. I don't know if she's preoccupied with her weight, if she has food routines, and maybe does she talk about being too cold? Does she talk about this? And if she does, she might be saying that this is normal for her. I can assure you that if she went to a medical professional, they would say that this is a problem. This is not normal. And this is a mental and emotional disease. One of my favorite singers of all time that I grew up with, that I absolutely loved, Karen Carpenter, she had anorexia nervosa. And if you don't know the Carpenters and you don't know Karen Carpenter, she had a beautiful angelic voice, and she used to have a band with her brother. Well, she passed of congested heart failure at the age of 32. And the congested heart failure was due to her anorexia. So know that when you are either in a position of Trisha Paytas, who overeats and overloads her digestive system and all of her organs, and then starves herself to lose a few pounds, or if you're Eugenia Cooney, who just, I don't know what she does, okay? I don't know if she just starves herself. I don't know if she doesn't eat. I know something is definitely not the norm, and both of these people need help. It is my intention in this video to help build awareness about anorexia. So I am going to be asking you a couple of questions. If you know the answers, you can answer down below. And maybe it'll help you or some of your loved ones. A lot of women who have anorexia, they don't get their periods in a normal fashion every month. I don't know if she's ever talked about that, or she talks about maybe, cooking or preparing meals, but then she doesn't eat. I'm not sure if she feels ineffective. I don't know if she's talked about some of these things. Let me know below if you know. Also, a lot of these individuals who have anorexia have a huge need for control. Now, whether you're binging, such as Trisha, that is also a huge need for control. And these are what we see is what they're doing. But what medical professionals would do is get into their mind and try to treat unfortunately, the symptoms with medication and drugs. And we really need to get down to the cause. Now, it is true that many people who are grossly overweight have been sexually abused in one way or another as children. And what happens is they find that the more weight they gain, it's like a protective mechanism. So they feel more protected, like the weight is protecting them. Whereas with anorexia, it's the mind is not seeing their body image in the true light. And Trisha doesn't have that problem. She does see herself in a true light. And it's interesting to me, again, I've mentioned this before in regards to Trisha, I don't understand, and please comment below, help me understand why many people call her skinny and skinny legend when herself shares with us how painful it is that she's so overweight and she's always trying to lose weight. So she's saying one thing and she's doing something else. Is that what's happening with Eugenia? I don't know. Let me know down below. One of the things that I do want to say about Eugenia is that I love her voice. I think her hair is beautiful. I don't know if that's her real hair or a wig. It doesn't matter. She's really very, very beautiful. She's a pretty, pretty girl. She knows how to do her makeup. I was just like, oh, she's really cute. She really is. But she won't be with us long, okay? And neither will Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas just said that she had gone to a doctor and the doctor said she had high blood pressure. These are the beginnings of many, many organ failures and things that are really important for health that sometimes you cannot reverse after the damage has been done for so long. Now, the length of time that the damage is done looks like it's probably the same for Eugenia and Trisha, even though they're both on different ends of the spectrum, which I find very interesting. Has Eugenia ever said that she felt cold or that she feels cold all the time? That's another symptom of not having enough internal fat to keep your temperature regulated. Has she said she ever felt dizzy? I'm actually looking down here. Has she ever fainted? If you know anyone who has cuts and calluses across the top of their fingers as a result of inducing vomiting, that's like, more like binging and then you make yourself throw up, and that's just a sign that you can look for. Thinning hair, dry, brittle hair. Trisha Paytas' hair should not be her real hair. Even though you dye your hair, when you're only 30 years old, your hair should not look like has thin and brittle, even if you do bleach it, because you're young and it's supposed to rejuvenate at a healthier rate, but the damage has already been done. And impaired immune functioning, poor wound healing, all of these. Now, the health consequences are huge. And I can tell that many of you are concerned with Eugenia. So, to be honest about it, there's not much. Has a subscriber, has a viewer, has this video that I'm making. There is not much that we can do for these people because in the case of Eugenia, it is a mental and emotional disease. It's really serious. And it's not something that by us encouraging her, many of you have encouraged her for many years to go get help. It hasn't happened. If her mom, I don't know if she lives with her dad as well. I don't know that much about the girl's history or family life. But if they have they tried putting her in treatment? Sometimes these people, you have to do an intervention. I don't know how old she is. She looks like she is over 18. So there's so many issues to be considered. And I'm just letting you know that, you know what, you guys, even with Trisha Paytas, there's just not much more that we can do. We can share our comments with them, and we can make videos like this so that we can raise our own awareness with the people that we love and those that are around us, to look for symptoms and signs of these eating disorders. And there's just not much that we can do until they themselves realize that they have a problem. And with Eugenia, I don't believe that she feels that she has a problem. When you feel like you have a problem, Trisha knows that she has an issue. So Trisha knows, you can tell because she talks about it, and she tries to, sometimes, not always, because she is not ashamed of her body. And that is a good thing, not to be ashamed of your body. But in the same time, you don't want to be proud of, look at how I look because I binge so much. You don't want that to be any proud moments, because that's not something to be proud of. And unfortunately, in this day with YouTube and other platforms where you can do free speech, you get an audience. Mukbangs have a large audience. You know, so does porn, and so does a lot of other things that may not be good for the viewer, that may influence younger viewers to think that some of these things are okay. I'm not saying anything is wrong with porn. I think it has its place. I think that anything that anyone does and it's informed consent, I believe there's nothing wrong with informed consent. But when you're coming out and doing videos out there where something is definitely not normal, like what I saw yesterday. And you know, it's interesting because I was like, what if I was in that store? Like, would I have said something? Probably not. I probably would. What would I say? You know, I mean, even someone recognized her and came up and took a picture with her, but she wasn't in her underwear at the time. I just don't understand the mentality of the mother. Many of you said that the mother has drug issues or has issues herself. I don't know that to be true because I have not seen that many of her videos. It would be so hard for me to see Eugenia's videos and know that, you know, she needs help and she's just out there pretending like everything is fine. Everything is not fine. I hope this video helped you realize some of the signs, some of the symptoms of someone who has anorexia nervosa. If you have anyone in your life who is binge eating or has anorexia and you feel like you need to help them, I think one of the ways that you can help them, because I know you've tried talking to them, and that's what I'm saying right here, that you can talk and talk and talk, and unless they themselves realize that they have a problem, nothing is going to change. And I was heartbroken when my favorite singer, Karen Carpenter, had congested heart failure and died. Please check her out on YouTube. She had a beautiful voice. I love her music, the Carpenters. Every song was a hit, and it was just a beautiful time. Anyways, I wish you guys well. If you're watching this and you need help or you have an eating disorder, know that the only person, the only one who can really make a change is yourself. And we already have such a short time here, and to be consumed with any kind of issue that you can make a difference, you can change. You don't want to have your life tarnished by any kind of issue that you can change. Only you can make a difference. And then you can share your story and you can help others that are going through similar times like you, similar issues. I'm Moonlight Mason, and I really hope this video can inspire you to make a change, to make that phone call, to call your primary care physician, to open up, talk to someone and say, I'm ready to make a change. I'm ready to be healthier. I wish that for Trisha, and I also wish that for Eugenia. I'm Moonlight Mason. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.